everybody? Joe Simmons here, back with another video for Money Mentality. And the last video in the branding series. And this one here is talking about the shiny object syndrome. This is one branding mistake that gets on my nerves. It drives me crazy. Everybody has this shiny object syndrome that every time something new comes out, every time something cool comes out, they just run and jump on it. And you just give up all the hard work that you was doing, and now all of a sudden you want to chase this new trend and this new hack. I don't understand people. A lot of people don't have no loyalty to their dreams and to their goals. Not even to their brand, you know? It's ridiculous. I talk about this all the time too when it comes about restaurant owners. A new restaurant pop up in town. It's new, it's fashionable, it's trendy, it's doing all of that stuff. And all of a sudden, you as a baker, you decide that, hey, you know what? I don't want to be the baker in town no more. I want to be the new restaurant in town. So you go start a new restaurant. And what happened? More than likely, you're going to fail. Because you chasing this because it's new and trendy. It's a shiny object. It's like dangling a carrot in front of you. Like I talked about before, just be you, man. Don't chase these shiny objects. That's how a lot of people get burned. I was watching. Shout out again to Evan Carmichael. I was watching Mark Cuban's the last one that Evan did from Top Rules for Success, and Mark Cuban was talking about how a lot of things in business change all the time, but he always stick to the fundamental principles. That's how he's been able to build success and keep success. And he talked about the dot-com bubble in the 1990s, where when he sold, his company Broadcast.com to Yahoo for over $1 billion. And there was all this shiny stuff going on in the market, and Mark Cuban was like, yeah, this is not going to be good. So he bought what is known as calls and puts, which is basically insurance for stocks, and he knew it was gonna crash. So a lot of people was chasing all these penny stocks and all these new quote unquote investment strategies that was coming out. And he was like, no, he kept buying insurance, and they're like, Mark, you stupid. Like, why are you buying all of this stuff? All of this insurance when there's all this money to be made. Because there was a new hack and a new trick that was coming out every single week. And what did he do? He just stuck with it. And what happened? The dot-com bubble came and it burst. That's how he became a billionaire. That allowed him to cash. And he started buying and being strategic about certain things. But he stuck to his investment philosophy. And here's the thing about investment advice. Stick to what you know. Stick to what you're good at. Stick to what you feel like is tried and true for you. Just cause somebody, hey man, you come and you come and invest this money with us, you're gonna be a cajillionaire. I'm a former banker myself. When I used to work at the bank, we had a lot of clients that came in, and instead of just sticking to what they were good at, what they had already working, they switched it up, chasing a new shiny object. Had a lot of clients that came in and got burned. That was their number one regret. Joe, I had this going. I had this cash flow going. I should have just stuck to it. I don't know why. I got caught up in this. I got caught up in that. Had a gentleman who was on his way to becoming a millionaire. All the female bankers loved him. But what happened? He took advice from somebody. He got into the stock market during, around, 07, 08, and this guy was telling him about variable annuities, but he didn't really know nothing about it. He was like, yeah, man, I made, I put 50K in, and I made, at least, 100,000 or $250,000 or even $500,000 in the last year, man. You should try it. So what did he do? Chasing the syndrome, he put 50K into the market. And what happened? In a matter of like 90 days, he lost the whole 50K. And then he was mad and upset, claiming that, the guy that he did that with took his money. Well, you was the one that was chasing the shiny object syndrome. You shouldn't have done that. You should not have done that. Why did you do that? Even too, with the Great Recession, started in 2005. What happened? Everybody had this keeping up with the Jones mentality, chasing, the houses and the cars and the BMW and the Lamborghinis and the houses and flipping real estate and all this other stuff, chasing this shiny object syndrome. And what happened? Basically bankrupt the whole world. The United States basically bankrupted the whole world, all because a lot of us were chasing this shiny object syndrome. Don't do that. Stick to your core. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't venture out, but protect the core first. Let it put root in the ground. Don't go chasing everything. Everything is not always good. And I hate to say this, but like I said, also, too, I hate to say this, too, but suckers. That's right, suckers chase after the shiny object syndrome. They have this blind faith and this blind belief of taking risks that because everybody else is doing it, which is based on the cognitive bias of social proof, that it's going to work out for you. That's not necessarily the case. Don't chase these shiny objects. The only people that's making money off of these shiny objects are the con artists. Bernie Madoff, that's the same thing how a lot of people got chasing the shiny object syndrome. Oh, well, it's very, very little risk, and you're going to get this high return. Come on, man. You have to, really think about things. But we get impatient. We want everything right now. We want short-term success, which winds up, a lot of times, for a lot of people, leads to long-term failure. So this is just my plea. Don't chase these shiny object syndrome. Stick to your core. Stick to your values. Stick to what you believe in. That's how you really look at long-term success, is because people that they stuck to what they did. Warren Buffett, when he invests, like he said, he invests in what he calls his circle of competence, what he knows about. That's how he's been successful. Bill Gates, Microsoft. Now, at the same time, I do believe in taking chances, and I do believe in, figuring stuff out. But that should be on your own intuition, not some shiny object syndrome. That's how a lot of people get in trouble. That's how a lot of people get taken advantage of. I don't want you to get taken advantage of. I want you to be smart about it. Use your brain first. Think about it. You don't have to take a lot of time, but just think about it first. So, stay away from the shiny object syndrome. When you're building a brand, and when you attract the money, and it will lead to more money, and half the time, with half the stress, and more happiness. I hope you got value out of this video. Please leave your thoughts, comments, concerns in the bottom. And I look forward to seeing another video. Simmons out.